Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome to another episode of Burrito's Revenge. And I'm already getting attacked by guardians. Jesus Christ. We just started the stream. I even God, think I was that close to it yet. Let me go a little further away here. Alright, I should be a little bit further away. As you can see here, we're already on location at the Ocean Monument. We're gonna grind this guardian farm and listen to George Orwell's 1984 and hopefully have a few viewers here. We can have a discussion in the chat. Even after stream, if you want to continue the discussion in the chat, in the comment section of the video, we can do so because that is the power of YouTube. We can have comments and talk about the things that happen in the video and the things that we want to discuss, which is what's awesome part of this YouTube experience that I'm doing. But let me eat a potato to regenerate my health. As you can see, though, I am prepared, ready to go for this thing. I've got an inventory full of stuff, and let me get the inventory. How did I get rotten flesh? Oh, you need that. Get rid of that. Get out of here, rotten flesh. All right, so let's get started with doing this thing, man. Let's go in here, and for some of you who have been watched my live streams with Mr. Lunchbox, where we were doing the Minecraft Survival live stream. One of the things that we did in one of the episodes, and I don't really remember which episode it was per se, but one of the things that we did was we started listening to George Orwell's 1984, but it was kind of difficult to hear that one because everybody that was in the room at the time. But let me get my box out. Let me get potions out. You can see we're prepared for this. So I've got some sponges ready, some potions of night race, and regen 2, and why do we need strength? I might as well have the strength potion. Instant health, just in case. So let me get that back. Potion water breathing is right there. Get back in my boat. And let's get to it. And the way we're going to get into this, and actually if you look here, we're at the edge of the map, of the classic map right here. And you can see there is actually another monument right there. So I actually have two ocean monuments within close proximity of each other, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so let's drink my potion of water breathing. Let's get to it. Alright, first things first, let's get down to here. And I'm not sure if I rated this monument before or not. I don't think I have. Nope. Alright, cool. Oh crap, this in here already. Alright, cool. And just so I don't get attacked by any more guys for a second. And the reason I'm using slime blocks is because that it's insta-mined and it doesn't get affected by the fatigue of the mining fatigue that we get from the Elder Guardians. No, that's instant health. I don't need that yet. And strength. Actually, I don't want doot. And I shouldn't need any ender pearls down here, so I should be okay. I do need that back. Alright, so generation and night vision. Alright, cool. Now we're good. Now this is cool. We're gonna get that later. Got him. And maybe I did clear this one out because I don't seem to be getting affected by the Outer Guardians yet. Where'd you go, fool? Where the heck did he go? Oh, there he goes. But I don't think I've been here before. I don't believe I've been here before. Hmm. text me. And one thing is that when these guys see you, they put their laser eye beam on you.
Thank you for trying to save me.
Did I kill him? No, I did not. Ow. I saw him in here. Come back here, little. Uh-oh. Break that line of sight. Break that line of sight. Ow. Yeah, this is where I came in, I believe. Anyone outside? Yeah, I came in here already. Alright, let's get started with this 1984 by George Orwell. That's a pretty cool little book. It's an old school book. The audio might be a little shoddy because there's no recording.
University Theater, a first radio production of the most challenging novel of 1949, George Orwell's 1984. Our star, Mr. David Niven. Herewith, a disturbing broadcast. A dramatization by Milton Wayne of George Orwell's 1984. In his current and very widely discussed novel, Mr. Orwell has projected the totalitarian techniques abroad in the world today to their terrible extreme. The plight of the individual in this world, we leave you to assess for yourselves as you listen to the story of Mr. Winston Smith, portrayed today by the internationally known British actor David Niven. At intermission, we will bring you a commentary on Mr. Orwell's writing by another distinguished author, Mr. James Hilton. Here, then, is David Niven in George Orwell's 1984.
The clocks of London are striking 13. On this cold April day, you hurry to escape the vile wind. You slip quickly through the glass doors of Victory Mansions, though not quickly enough to prevent a swirl of gritty dust from entering along with you. The hallway smells of boiled cabbage and old rag mats. At one end of it, an enormous colored poster with a man's face more than 3 feet wide. The face, a ruggedly handsome 45 with a heavy black moustache.
Big Brother is watching you.
What's that?
Oh, no need to jump like that, Mr. Smith. I was just reading off what it says on that poster.
Oh, of course. 7 flights up to your flat. It's slow going for you, Winston Smith. Frail and underweight and 39 and tormented by a varicose ulcer above your right ankle. You have to rest several times on the way. On each landing, the poster with the enormous face looks down on you. And the eyes follow you.
Big Brother is watching you.
Everywhere, from every wall, from every building.
Big Brother is watching you.
You're in your flat, but you are not alone. You are never alone.
Thus, the total production of pig iron is 58,328,912 tons.
The voice comes from an oblong metal plaque like a dull mirror which forms part of the surface of the right-hand wall. You turn a switch, and the voice sinks somewhat. But there is no way of shutting it off completely. The telescreen receives and transmits simultaneously. So long as you remain in its field of vision, you can be seen as well as heard. And there is no way of knowing when the thought police might plug in on your wire. There is no way of knowing. You move over to the window.
War
at your window and you look down. You think with a vague distaste.
This is
I'm
London.
watching me.
This, the chief city of Airstrip 1. The third most populous of the provinces of Oceania. Was it always like this? Always these rotting houses,
right,
their windows
easy.
patched with cardboard, their roofs with corrugated iron, their crazy garden walls sagging in all directions? Was it always? When I was a child? But I can't remember. I can't remember. I never can.
You turn quickly from the window, and you go to the table in the small alcove where you are cut off from being seen by the telescreen. Quickly you take the secretly bought notebook, the archaic pen point and holder out of the drawer. What you are about to do can mean death.
It's not illegal to keep a diary. Nothing is illegal since there are no more laws. But if the thought police find out, it's death. Or at least 25 years in a forced labor camp.
You ink the pen, and you falter for just a second. A tremor goes through you.
I must start. I must mark the paper. April 4th, 1984. But how do I know? How can I be certain that that is 1984? No, it must be. I'm fairly sure that I'm 39. I believe I was born in 1944 or 45. But it's never possible nowadays to pin down any date within a year or two. And what difference does it make? How can I speak to the future? If it's like the present, no one will listen. If it's different, how will they understand the things happening now? I mustn't think about it. I must begin now. April 4th. Last night to the flicks, all war films. One of a ship full of refugees being bombed somewhere in the Mediterranean. Audience much amused by a shot of a helicopter firing at a man swimming away. He was full of holes. The sea round him turned pink. Audience shouting with laughter when he sank. And then you saw a lifeboat full of children with a helicopter over it.
You write on, wildly ridding your mind of painful memory. But as you write, another memory comes clear in your mind. It happened during the 2 minutes hate period at the ministry that very morning. After the chant of loyalty to Big Brother, Winston Smith noticed O'Brien, the big man wearing glasses and the black overalls of the powerful inner party. That morning, O'Brien had turned and his eyes had met Winston's. And Winston knew that O'Brien was thinking the same things
Welcome to the
himself.
stream.
It was as if O'Brien was saying,
I am with you. I know all about your contempt, your hatred, your disgust. But don't worry. I am on your side.
Then O'Brien's face was as inscrutable as everybody else's. But even that was a memorable event, the locked loneliness in which one had to live.
I am listening to 1984 by George Orwell.
I'll fill the page with it or the whole book. Makes no difference now. The thought
Do I
police
have
will
any
get me
torches
just
on
the
me? I
same.
do not.
Even if I never put the pen to paper, I have committed thought crime. And for that, they're bound to get you. Sooner or later, but they'll get you.
Oh.
Always during the night, you simply disappear. Your name removed from the registers. Every record of you wiped out. You were abolished, annihilated, vaporized. They'll shoot me in the back. I don't care. Down with Big Brother. They always shoot you in the back of the neck. I don't care. Down with Big Brother.
Already,
Oh, I don't have any torches on me?
maybe they'll go away. The worst thing would be to delay. You get up, and you move heavily toward the door.
I got night vision.
Oh,
And
comrade,
one.
do you think you could come across and have a look at our kitchen sink? It's got blocked up and
I'll see what I can do, Mrs. Parsons.
I'm sorry to bother you. Of course, it's only because Tom isn't home.
Amid the clutter of the flat, you notice the banners of the Youth League and the Spies on the wall, and a full-size poster of Big Brother.
Don't mind the looks of the place. It's the children. They haven't been out today.
Have you got a
Go
spanner?
away.
A spanner? I don't know. Perhaps the children...
Up with your hands!
A tough-looking boy springs at you with a pointed toy automatic pistol. He is dressed in the uniform of the Spies.
Higher! Get them up higher! Is high enough? You're a traitor! You're a thought criminal!
Freddie, please let Mr. Smith fix the sink.
He's a traitor, a thought criminal!
Oh, he and his sister are disappointed because they couldn't go to the park to see the hanging of the Eurasian war prisoners.
Why can't we go? All the other children are going.
take you next time.
Oh, that won't be for another month.
There, Mrs. Parsons, I think that does it.
Thank you, comrade. Say thank you, Freddie.
I will not. He's a traitor. He's a follower of Goldstein.
You go to the window. Down in the street, the wind flaps a torn poster with the word Ingsoc. You stand watching it.
The 3 sacred principles of Ingsoc. New speak, double think, the mutability of the past. What past? The past is dead. The future is unimaginable. I am alone, lost in a monstrous world. What living human creature is on my side? How do I know that the power of the party won't endure forever?
Like an answer, the 3 slogans on the white face of the Ministry of Truth come back to you.
War is peace. Freedom is liberty. Ignorance is strength.
The telescreen strikes. You have to leave in 10 minutes to be back at your work. At 14:30, you see the diary on the table.
Who am I writing it for? Only the thought police will read it before they wipe it out of existence and out of memory. But there are things I must say or I can't stay sane.
You go back to the table, dip your pen, and write.
To the future or to the past. To a time when thought is free, when men are different one from another and do not live alone. To a time when truth exists and what is done cannot be undone. From the age of uniformity, from the age of solitude, from the age of Big Brother, from the age of doublethink, greetings. I am already dead. For I am committing thought crime, and thought crime is death.
You're just the man I was looking for.
Well, what can I do for you, Simon?
Tell me, have you got any razor blades?
Not one. I've been using the same for 6 weeks.
Keep the line moving. Next, please.
Did you go and see the prisoners hanged yesterday?
I was working. I'll see it on the flicks, I suppose.
A very inadequate substitute. It was a good hanging, Smith. I think it spoils it when they tie their feet together.
Next, please.
Oh, there's a table over there, under the telescreen. Let's pick up a gin on the way.
Simon, how's that dictionary of new speak getting on?
Slowly. I'm on the adjectives. It's fascinating.
Must be quite a job inventing new words.
Oh, that's not our chief job at all. We're destroying words. What sense is there in having a whole string of useless, vague words like excellent and splendid and all the rest of them? Plus good covers the meaning, or double plus good if you want something stronger still. Don't you see the beauty of that, Winston? It was BB's idea originally, of course.
Well, I know that's, Simon, one of Big Brother's most revolutionary ideas.
Oh, it's not just words. In the end, we shall make thought crime impossible, because there will be no words in which to express it. Has it ever occurred to you, Winston, that by the year 2050, not a single human will be alive who could understand such a conversation as we're now having?
Oh, except the proletarians, of course.
Oh, the proletarians are not human beings. Proles and animals are free. The whole literature of the past will have been destroyed. Chaucer, Shakespeare, Milton, Byron, they'll exist only in Newspeak versions.
Then they'll be changed into something different?
Even the slogans of the party will change. How can you have a slogan like, freedom is slavery, when the concept of freedom has been abolished? The whole climate of thought will be different. In fact, there will be no thought as we understand it now.
Hello. Mind if I sit down?
Not at all, Parsons.
By the way, old boy, I hear a little beggar of mine gave you a rough time yesterday.
I think he was a little upset at not going to the execution.
Oh, well, shows the right spirit, doesn't it? Oh, by the way, do you know what that little girl of mine did last Saturday, when her troop was on a hike out Berkhamsted Way? She got 2 other girls to go with her, and spent the whole afternoon following a strange man. And then, when they got to Amersham, handed him over to the patrols.
What did they do that for?
Huh? My kid made sure he was some enemy agent. Might have been dropped by parachute. Pretty smart for a nipper of 7, eh?
What happened to the man?
That I couldn't say, of course, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was now an unperson.
Oh, good. Of course, we can't afford to take chances.
Oh, what I mean today is there's a war on.
You know, it's crazy. They talk about unpersons. That's exactly what they're doing now to people like
Thought I'd ask you, old boy.
Sorry.
Alex Jones and whatnot.
Well, it's
Trying
back
to
to
make-
work, old boy.
God, they're trying to make him into an unperson. Terrible.
You sit in your flat, listening to the telescreen voice. The diary is open before you.
No, it's kind of chilling listening to this and
Once again,
thinking about
feel
our
their
current time
protest in
now.
your stomach
I know it's
and your
2018, and in
Feeling
1984,
you've been cheated of something
when this
that
was
you had a
wrote
right
about,
to.
I was
You try, but you can't remember anything different. You turn to writing in your diary.
How can I know what used to be? There is the party slogan. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. The party
can thrust its hand into the past and say of this or that event, it never happened. And this is more terrifying than mere torture and death. The party says, reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It is the final, most essential command. Maybe I'm a lunatic. Perhaps a lunatic is simply a minority of one. But the obvious, the silly, the true, has got to be defended. The solid world exists. Stones are hard. Water is wet. Objects unsupported fall towards the Earth's center. Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows.
Fuck right.
Dangerous thing you're doing now.
Come here. Stop moving.
You've walked for several miles through the proletarian section. The thought police would have many questions to ask if they found you. Now you find yourself inside the junk store where you had bought the diary.
I recognized you on the pavement. You're the gentleman that bought the keepsake album.
I was passing. I just looked in. I don't want anything in particular, Mr. Charrington.
Nah, it's just as well, because I don't suppose I could have satisfied you. Between you and me, the antique trade's just about finished. Now, there's another room
that's dried out.
that you might care to
Sponge
see.
room. It's always good. Extra sponges.
You lived here at one time?
Until my wife died. Now, don't you think this is a quiet, cozy room?
There's no telescreen.
It's so crazy how it's
had one of those
glitching out.
things. Now, if you happen to be
I've listened to this book
interested
before.
in
It's never
old
been shot
prints,
like that before.
Yes, sir. The frame's fixed to the wall, but I could unscrew it for you, I dare say.
I know that building, Mr. Charrington. It's a ruin now. It's in the middle of the street outside the Palace of Justice.
That's right, sir. It was a church at one time. St. Clement's Dane, its name was. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's.
What's that?
Oh, that was a rhyme we had when I was a little boy.
My night vision just ran out.
60 years ago.
How does it go on?
I don't remember, but I do know how it ended up. Here comes a candle to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head. It was a kind of dance. And when they came to, here comes a chopper to chop off your head, they brought their arms down and caught you. It was just the names of churches. All the London churches were in it. All the principal ones, that is.
I never knew it had been a church.
Oh, there's lots of them left, really, though they've been put to other uses. Now, how did the rhyme go? Ah, I've got it. You owe me 3 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. There now. That's as far as I can get. A farthing. That was a small copper coin. Looked something like a cent.
Where was St. Martin's?
That's still standing in Victoria Square. It's the building where they have the models of the rock bonnets and the floating fortresses and the pictures of enemy atrocities. St. Martin's in the Fields, it used to be called.
You leave, Mr. Charrington. You should never have come back here without knowing if the old man could be trusted. You start down the street. You'll come back to buy the engraving of St. Clement's Dane and carry it home, hidden under the jacket of your overalls. And you'll even drag the rest of the poem out of Mr. Charrington's memory.
Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement. You owe me 3 farthings, say the...
Suddenly, your heart turns to ice. A figure in blue overalls is coming toward you. A dark-haired girl in her 20s. The narrow scarlet sash of the Junior Anti-Sex League is wound around her waist. You know her, but you've never spoken to her. She looks straight into your face, then walks on quickly as though she hadn't seen you. For a few seconds, you're too paralyzed to move. Then you turn and walk heavily away.
It's at night they come for you. Always at night. The proper thing is to kill yourself before they get you. And they'll get you. Once you succumb to thought crime, you're dead.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
From Hollywood, the NBC University Theater is bringing you David Niven in a radio version of George Orwell's 1984. And now, our intermission commentator, the distinguished author, Mr. James Hilton.
George Orwell is a distinguished English writer who is desperately concerned, as many others of us are today, with the shape of things to come. And he is also aware that such earlier prophecies as those of Mr. Wells and Mr. Aldous Huxley were not so much incorrect as incomplete, and are now in need of restatement and revision before a modern audience. Thus, Mr. Wells forecast the engulfment of modern civilization in total war. But war, says Mr. Orwell, is not all, nor is it quite the worst imaginable thing. And as long ago as 1932, Mr. Huxley satirized the regimented state in his book called Brave New World. But some people in those days probably missed the satire and thought that with all its mass production techniques and scientific management, Mr. Huxley's New World might even be worth looking forward to. But today, no one is so naive as that. Indeed, the crisis of our civilization is in some danger of becoming a cliché for after-dinner speakers. Mr. Orwell, however, is the first writer to warn us in the form of fictional satire what might conceivably happen if all the worst features that exist anywhere in our modern world were to prevail over all the others, and if, in addition, all these worst features were to spread all over the earth. Since the story is told with nightmarish detail and inexorable logic, the commentator can perhaps serve best by a few mild warnings of his own. First, that despite any easy assumptions that might readily and even excusably occur to both listener and reader, Mr. Orwell's satire does not bear exclusively against any one country. Certain early symptoms of that breakdown of the human soul which he forecasts are diagnosable in all countries today. And most of us also, to a greater or less extent, are already victims of certain types of doublethink. And it would be a useful private exercise to examine near home for such instances as well as to recognize them more spectacularly in other parts of the world. Personally, I find Mr. Orwell's picture horrible and timely and fascinating. It will probably take its place among the memorable works of its kind, both for its technical virtuosity and for a sort of intellectual passion that pervades it throughout. Mr. Orwell is, as we say, burned up about the state of the world. But the fuel of that fire is not only in the world, but in his own mind. This is what makes the satirist at all times and in all ages. And it's why, having read Mr. Orwell's 1984, you may not feel you'd like to meet any of its characters, but you do feel you'd like to meet Mr. Orwell, if only for an argument. Outside of literature, however, it might be said that 1984 suffers from a philosophic flaw inherent in all such prophetic fiction. It does not allow for the fact that history is not an exact science, perhaps not even a science at all, and that any equation of the future is bound to contain many variables. And yet, with all the reservations some of us might make, this book that Mr. Orwell has written deserves our serious attention. It is not a likable story, and one may hope and even believe that it is not a likely story either, but when we think of all that has happened throughout the world during our own lifetimes, it does not seem quite an impossible story.
Thank you, Mr. Hilton. Our radio version of 1984, starring David Niven, will continue from Hollywood after a brief pause for station identification.
It's the middle of the morning. You've left the work cubicle to go to the lavatory. A solitary figure comes toward you from the other end of the long, brightly lit corridor. It's the girl with the dark
look good
hair.
over there.
4 days ago, you ran into her outside the junk shop. She's about 10 feet from you. Oh, are you hurt?
It's nothing. My arm. I'll be all right in a second.
Haven't broken anything?
No, I'm all right. It just hurt for a moment, that's all.
Here, let me help you up.
Thanks.
This is not my house, but we're going to
I only gave my wrist a bit of a bang. Thanks, comrade.
She walks off briskly. While you were helping her up, she slipped something into your hand. A scrap of paper folded into a square. You will open it when you are away
this
from the
is
telescreen
PR
in the
for the
corridor
hut.
and in the lavatory.
Whatever's on the paper, it must have some kind of political meaning. She's an agent of the thought police. They have reasons for the message. Maybe a threat, a summons, an order to commit suicide, a trap. Maybe not that at all. Maybe a note from an underground organization. Perhaps the Brotherhood exists after all. No, absurd. The message means only one thing.
Anything in the chest.
10 minutes later, in your cubicle, you open it. In a large, unformed handwriting.
I love you.
It's hard to conceal your agitation from the telescreen.
I've got to get in touch with her. Arrange a meeting somewhere.
I see we've got some
I
cobbles
don't know
I
her
can
name or
borrow.
where she lives. I can't follow her home. That would mean loitering outside the ministry, bound to be noticed.
Again, this is not my house. This is
There's one
Talpier's
place,
little
the
area.
canteen. At a table
I
by
usually don't go
herself,
over here,
not too
but
near the
yeah, I
telescreen,
think Bowers
with a
is
chatter and
definitely...
conversation all around. For
Yeah,
only
it's got
30
one.
seconds. For only a few words.
This thing's got... Is that Doris too? Conversation with Doris.
A week goes by. At last it happens. You both sit eating the watery stew. You continue eating, you don't look up.
What time do you leave work?
18:30.
Where can we meet?
Victory Square, near the monument.
Full of telescreens.
Doesn't matter if there's a crowd.
Any signal?
No. Don't come up until you see me among a lot of people. And don't look at me. Just keep somewhere near me.
What time?
19 hours.
All right.
You say?
Father, I can't see. I want to see the arena.
Thanks for letting me know that I suck. I appreciate it, you know.
Can you hear me? Yes. Can you get somewhere out?
Tell you what, if you don't like the stream, you can leave.
Go to Paddington
No one's forcing you to watch me.
Take train 14 to Penchurch. Turn left outside the station and you'll come to a gate with a top bar missing. Go across that field to a track between bushes. Stay on that until you come to a dead tree with moss on it. Can you remember that?
Yes.
You turn left, then right, then left again, and the gate's got no top bar.
Yes, what time?
About 15. You may have to wait. I'll get there by another way. Are you sure you remember everything?
Yes.
Then get away from me as quick as you can. Here we are. I didn't want to say anything in the lane in case there was a mic hidden there. We're all right here. There.
I didn't meet any patrols. I watched for them all the way from the station.
Oh, we're safe here. What are you grinning at?
Would you believe that till this moment, I didn't know the color of your eyes? Now that you've seen what I'm really like, can you still bear to look at me?
Yes, easily.
I'm 39 years old. I've got a wife I can't get rid of. I've got varicose veins, and I've got 5 false teeth.
I couldn't care less.
Darling.
I'll wait for this stuff to smell.
Precious. Oh, my dearest, dearest love. We've got the whole afternoon. Isn't this a splendid hideout?
What's your name?
Julia. I know yours. It's Winston. Winston Smith.
How did you find that out?
I expect I'm better at finding out things than you are, dear. Tell me, what did you think of me before that day I gave you the note?
I hated the side of you. I wanted to hurt you, murder you. You really want to know. I imagined that you had something to do with the thought police.
Oh, no. Not the thought police.
Well, perhaps not exactly that, but from your general appearance, merely because you're young and fresh and healthy, I thought that probably...
You thought I was a good party member. And you also thought that if I had a quarter of a chance, I'd denounce you as a thought criminal and get you killed off.
Yes, something of that kind. Well, a great many young girls are like that, you know.
It's bloody sash that does it. Wait, I'll rip the thing off. There. Have a piece of chocolate.
Where did you get this?
Black market.
You're very young. 10 years younger than I am. What could attract you in a man like me?
As soon as I saw you, I knew you were against them. Against the party. Against the bloody rotten swine in the inner party.
Julia, listen. I'm against the purity the party preaches and the goodness. I don't want any virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone to be corrupt to the bones.
Well, then, I ought to suit you, dear. I'm corrupt to the very bones.
You never go back to the clearing in the wood. You and Julia can meet only in the streets, in a different place every evening, and never for more than a half hour at a time. You don't even discuss the possibility of getting married. No committee would sanction it, even if Catherine could somehow be gotten rid of. It's hopeless, even as a daydream.
What was she like, your wife?
She was, the newspeak word good, think full, meaning naturally orthodox and capable of thinking of bad thoughts.
I know the kind of person, right enough. Everything is always our duty to the party.
How do you know that?
I've been at school too, dear. Why didn't you shove her off the cliff? I would have.
Perhaps if I'd been the same person I am now.
Are you sorry you didn't?
Yes. On the whole, I'm sorry I didn't. But it doesn't really matter. In this game we're playing, we can't win. We are the dead.
We are not dead yet.
Not physically. 6 months, a year, 5 years conceivably. I'm afraid of death. You're young, so you're more afraid of it. We put it off as long as we can, but it makes very little difference.
Oh, rubbish. Don't you enjoy being alive? Look, darling, I'm real. I'm solid, alive. Don't you like that?
Yes, I like that.
Stop talking about dying then. Where shall we meet next time?
Juliet, I've rented the room for Mr. Charrington.
Sooner or later we'll be caught.
I know, it's madness.
Yes. Wait for me there. Day after tomorrow.
This Ocean Monument raid is sponsored by Paul PR.
Just let me show you what I brought. Look here. Go on, open it.
Sugar.
Real, not saccharine. And here, a loaf of white bread. But look, this is the one I'm really proud of.
Coffee. Oh, real coffee.
There's a whole kennel here.
How'd you manage to get hold of all these things?
Oh, it's all in a party stuff. And look, I've got a little packet of tea, too.
Real tea. Not blackberry leaves.
There's been a lot of tea about lately. They've captured India or something.
Right. What about listen, I am. Okay, good.
I want you to turn your back on me for a bit. And
Back
don't turn around till I tell you. You can turn around now. Well?
Let's start off at the top of this place.
I've never seen a woman at the party with cosmetics on her face. And scent, too.
Yes, dear. And scent, too. And do you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to get hold of a real woman's frock. And silk stockings and high heels. Oh, darling, in this room, I'm going to be a woman. Not a party comrade. A woman.
Alright, that's...
I'll make some coffee in another moment. We still got an hour. What time do they cut the lights off at your flats?
23:30.
It's 23 at the hospital. Hi! Get out of there, you filthy brute!
What was it?
A rat. I saw his beastly nose. There's a hole down there.
Rats? In this room?
Oh, they're all over. Some parts of London are just swarming with them. A woman daren't leave a baby alone for 2 minutes. It's the great, huge brown ones that do it, and the brutes always
Don't
come
go on.
Darling, what's the matter?
Oh, all the horrors in the world. A rat.
Oh, no, darling, no. Now, don't worry. We're not going to have the filthy brutes in here. I'll stop the hole before we go. Oh, come on. Help me make the coffee. Darling, I've been meaning to ask you. That picture over there on the wall, would that be about 100 years old?
More. 200, I dare say. One can't tell. It's impossible to discover the age of anything nowadays.
What is that place? I've seen it before somewhere.
It's a church, or at least it used to be. St. Clement's Dane, its name was. Oranges and lemons, say the bells.
Ah, there's my spot. Okay,
you
cool.
You owe me 3 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. I can't remember how it goes after that. But anyway, I remember it ends up, here comes a candle to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head.
Who taught you that?
My grandfather. He was vaporized when I was 8. I wonder what a lemon was.
Oh, I can remember lemons. They were quite common in the 50s.
Alright,
So solid,
water
such a
bottle,
difference, even the smell of them.
Generation, won't need that.
Oh, dear.
I got this because I thought I had to fight the freaking ender.
I should start washing this paint off. I'll get the lipstick off your face afterwards.
It happens at last. The expected message comes. We're walking down the long corridor of the ministry. You turn around. It's O'Brien.
I was reading one of your Newspeak articles the other day. You take a scholarly interest in Newspeak, I believe.
Well, hardly scholarly. I'm only an amateur.
Oh, I just see that.
I never had anything to do with the construction of the language.
But you write it very elegantly. Have you seen the 10th edition of the Newspeak Dictionary?
No, I don't think it had been issued yet.
A few advance copies have been circulated. I have one myself. It might interest you to look at it, perhaps.
Yes, very much so.
Some of the new developments are most ingenious. Let me see. Perhaps you could pick it up at my flat sometime that suited you. Wait. Let me give you my address.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? Let's go back out here.
Julia, darling, it was like a message. As if O'Brien was saying, if you ever want to see me, this is where I can be found.
But he's an important member of the inner party, dear. If it's a trap...
Darling, this is part of something that happened years ago. First, it was a secret, involuntary thought. Then I started a diary. I'd moved from thoughts to words, and now from words to action.
Where will it end?
In the ministry of love. I've accepted that.
Let's suck it out.
The end was contained in the beginning.
Pull my sponges.
Has it ever occurred to you that the best thing for us to do would be simply to walk out of here before it's too late and never see each other again?
Yes, dear. It's occurred to me several times. But I'm not going to do it all the same.
We've been lucky. It can't last much longer.
What you do, I'm going to do.
We may be together for another 6 months, a year. There's no knowing. At the end, we're certain to be apart. Do you realize how utterly alone we shall be? When once they get hold of us, there's nothing either of us can do for the other. If I confess, they'll shoot you. If I don't, they'll shoot you just the same. Neither of us will even know whether the other is alive or dead. The one thing that matters is that we shouldn't betray one another. Although, even that can't make the slightest difference.
Everybody always confesses. You can't help it. They torture you.
I don't mean confessing. Confession is not betrayal. What you say or do doesn't matter. Only feelings matter. If they could make me stop loving you, that would be the real betrayal.
They can't do that. They can make you say anything, but they can't make you believe it. They can't get inside of you.
No, that's quite true. They can't get inside you. If you can feel that staying human is worthwhile, even when it can't have any result whatever, then you've beaten them.
Darling, whenever it is you go to O'Brien, I'm going with you.
It wasn't worth it.
Just a moment.
You can turn it off.
Yes, Winston. We have that privilege. Well, shall I say it, or will you?
I'll say it. That thing is really turned off.
Yes, everything is turned off. We're alone.
All right. We have come here because we believe that there is some kind of secret conspiracy, some kind of secret organization working against the party, and that you are involved in it. We want to join it and work for it. We are enemies of the party. We disbelieve in the principles of INGSOC. We are thought criminals. We are also adulterers. I tell you this because we want to put ourselves at your mercy.
Yes. First, let us all take a drink. I think it's fitting that we should begin by drinking a health to our leader, to Emmanuel Goldstein.
Then there is such a person as Goldstein.
Yes, and he's alive. Where, I don't know.
And the conspiracy, the organization, it is real? It's not simply an invention of the thought police?
No, it's real. The Brotherhood, we call it. You'll never know much more about it than that it exists, and that you belong to it. I'll come back to that presently. Now to the matter. What are you prepared to do?
Anything we are capable of.
You are prepared to give your lives?
Yes.
To commit murder?
Yes.
To commit acts of sabotage which may cost the death of hundreds of innocent people?
Yes.
To cheat, to forge, to blackmail, to corrupt the minds of children, to distribute habit-forming drugs, to do anything which is likely to weaken the power of the party?
Yes.
You are prepared to commit suicide if and when we order it?
Yes.
You are prepared, the two of you, to separate and never see one another again?
No.
No. You did well to tell me. You understand that you'll be fighting in the dark. Later, I shall send you a book from which you will learn the true nature of the society we live in and the strategy by which we shall destroy it.
are the dead. Our only true life is in the future. Do you carry a briefcase to work?
As a rule, yes.
What is it like?
Oh, black, very shabby, 2 straps.
Good. One day soon in the street, a man will touch you on the arm and say, I think you've dropped your briefcase. The one he gives you will contain a copy of Goldstein's book. You'll return it within 14 days. You must leave in a couple of minutes. We shall meet again. If we do meet again.
In the place where there is no darkness?
In the place where there is no darkness. In the meantime,
all right, cool.
Is there anything you wish to say before you leave? Any question?
Yes.
What sponges?
Did you ever hear an old rhyme that begins, oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clements?
Yes, Vincent. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clements. You owe me 3 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, say the bells of Old Bailey. When I get rich, say the bells of Shoreditch.
You knew the last line?
Yes, I knew the last line. Now I'm afraid it's time for you to go.
Oh, there you go.
I've got the book. You must read it. You too. All members of the Brotherhood have to read it.
You read it aloud. That's the best way. Then you can explain it to me as you go.
The new movements which appeared in the middle years of the century, Ingsoc in Oceania, neo-Bolshevism in Eurasia, death worship in East Asia, had the conscious aim of perpetuating unfreedom and inequality. The new movements grew out of the old. Even the names of the 4 ministries exhibit an impotence in their deliberate reversal of the facts. The Ministry of Peace concerns itself with war. The Ministry of Truth with lies. The Ministry of Love with torture. The Ministry of Plenty with starvation. These contradictions are not accidental. They are deliberate exercises in double-think. For it is only by reconciling...
I think like the news media today does a lot of double-think.
Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, darling, the stove's gone out. There's no oil.
Oh, we can get some from old China until next week.
Oh, gosh, it's cold in here.
Do you remember the thrush that sang to us that first day at the edge of the wood?
He wasn't singing to us. He was just singing.
No, not to us. We are the dead.
We are the dead.
You are the dead. You are the dead. It was behind the picture. Remain exactly where you are. Make no movement until you're ordered.
Now we can see you.
Now we can see you. Stand out in the middle of the room. Stand back to back. Clasp your hands behind your head. Do not touch one another. The house is surrounded.
I suppose we may as well say goodbye.
You may as well say goodbye. And by the way, while we are
Oh, close.
subject, here comes a candle to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head.
Don't know where you are. A windowless cell with white porcelain walls might be in the Ministry of Love. Concealed lamps flooded with a cold light. There's a low, steady humming sound. Is the place where there is no darkness.
Smith! 6079, Smith W. Hands out of the bucket in the cell.
There's a telescreen on each wall. You started to reach into your overalls for stray breadcrumbs. You haven't eaten since you were arrested.
Ampleforth. Smith. You too? What are you in for? There is only one offense, is there not? Crime thought. And you have committed it? Apparently. We were producing a definitive edition of Kipling. I allowed the word God to remain at the end of a line. I couldn't help it. The rhyme was rod. There are only 12 rhymes to rod in the language. There was no other rhyme. Do you know what time it is? No, I don't. There's no difference between night and day in this place.
Don't talking in the cells.
Ampleforth, room 101. Time passes. Your hunger grows. Prisoners, men and women, are brought into your cell and are taken out. To room 101. Then the cell door opens once again. O'Brien and the guard come in. You start to your feet. And forget the telescreen.
They got you, too. They got me a long time ago. You knew this, Winston. You've always known it. Guard? Oh!
With that blow, the nightmare starts, and you confess to anything and everything. The confessions are a formality. The torture is real. And it goes on and on and on and on. Now you're lying strapped to a table. You can't move. There's a strong light falling in your face. O'Brien is standing at your side.
Hi.
On the other side, a man in a white coat, holding a hypodermic syringe.
I told you that we met here again. Yes, oh! That's only a sample of what I can do by turning this dial. Remember that. If you lie to me, you will cry out with pain instantly. Do you understand that? Yes. I'm taking trouble with you, Winston, because you're worth trouble. You suffer from a defective memory. Fortunately, it is curable. There's a party slogan dealing with the control of the past. Repeat it, if you please. Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past. Good. Is it your opinion, Winston, that the past has any real existence? No. Then where does the past exist, if at all? In records, it's written down in the mind, in human memories. But we, the party, control all records, and we control all memories. Then we control the past, do we not? But how can you stop people remembering things? How can you control memory? You can't control mind. On the contrary, you have not controlled it. That is what has brought you here. Do you remember writing in your diary, freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4? Yes. How many fingers am I holding up, Winston? 4. And if the party says that it's not 4, but 5, then how many? 4. How many fingers, Winston? 4. How many fingers, Winston? 4. What else could I say? 4. How many fingers, Winston? 4. Stop it! Stop it! 4. How many fingers, Winston? 5. You're lying. You still think there are 4. How many, please? 4. 5. Anything you like. Stop it! Stop the pain! Stop! You're a slow learner, Winston. How can I help it? How can I help seeing what's in front of my eyes? 2 and 2 are 4. Sometimes, Winston. Sometimes they're 5 or 3 or all of them at once. You must try harder. It's not easy to become sane. It's not easy.
It goes on endlessly. The questions, the drugs, the questions, the torture machines. Endlessly.
Do you know where you are, Winston?
I don't know. I can guess. In the Ministry of Love.
Do you know how long you've been here?
I don't know. I think it's months.
And why do you imagine we bring people to this place?
To make them confess.
No, that's not the reason.
I see what you said.
Try
That was too quick.
To punish them?
No. To cure you.
Just
to make you sane. The party is not interested in the overt act. The thought is all we care about. We do not merely destroy our enemies, we change them.
What?
What happens to you here is forever. Even if we choose to let you live out the natural term of your life, you can never escape from us. Holden, set the machine for 2,000. Yes, comrade. This time it won't hurt you, Winston. Keep your eyes fixed on mine. Now, how many fingers am I holding?
For him.
5.
Do you see 5? Yes. You see now that it's at any rate possible.
Yes.
Before we bring the session to an end, you can ask me a few questions if you choose. The machine is switched off. What is your first question?
What have you done with Julia?
She betrayed you, Winston. All her rebelliousness, her deceit, her folly, her dirty-mindedness, everything has been burnt out of her. It was a perfect conversion.
You tortured her?
Next question.
Does Big Brother exist?
Of course he exists. The party exists. Big Brother is the embodiment of the party. Will Big Brother ever die? Of course not. How could he die? Next question.
I don't understand people, man. Why do you come to somebody's stream and just curse? It's so retarded and childish.
Everyone knows what's in room 101. Houghton, the hypodermic. We have beaten you, Winston. We have broken you. Can you think of any single degradation that has not happened to you? I have not betrayed Julia. No, that is perfectly true. You have not betrayed me, Julia. Tell me, how soon will they shoot me? It might be a long time. You're a difficult case. But don't give up hope. Everyone is cured sooner or later. In the end, we shall shoot you.
You're much better now. Weeks or months have passed, but you have no way of knowing. And one day O'Brien is in your cell.
Slowly getting this thing dried out.
Get up, Vincent. Come here. You've had thoughts of deceiving me. Stand up straighter. Look me in the face. Tell me, Winston, and remember, no lies. Tell me, what are your true feelings toward Big Brother? I hate him. You hate him. Good. Then the time has come for you to take the last step. You must love Big Brother. It is not enough to obey him, you must love him. Guard, take him. Room 101.
You're strapped upright in a chair, so tightly that you can move nothing, not even your head. There are two small tables in front of you, and for a moment you're alone. And O'Brien comes in.
Winston, you asked me once what was in room 101. Everyone knows the answer. The thing that is in room 101 is the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world varies from individual to individual. It may be death by fire, by drowning, by impalement, or 50 other deaths. In your case, it happens to be rats. Here, I placed the cage on the table so you can see them.
Well, you can't do that. You couldn't. It's impossible, O'Brien. You know this isn't necessary. What do you want me to do?
For everyone, there is something unendurable. Courage and cowardice are not involved. For you, the unendurable is rats. They're a form of pressure you cannot withstand. You will do what is required of you.
But what is it? What is it? How can I do it if I don't know what it is? No, don't bring me any closer.
You understand the construction of this cage. This mask will fit over your head, leaving no other exit. When I press this lever, these starving brutes will leap at your face. Sometimes they attack the eyes.
No, don't bring me closer. No, don't. Do it to Julia.
I'm going to...
I don't care what you do to her.
There, now we can all read that stuff. Hey noob, how's it going?
It's the lonely hour of 15. Cafe is almost empty. You sit at your usual place, drinking victory gin and studying the chess problems and the times. Nobody pays any attention to you.
Oh, that's an old message to Rebel Burrito Livestream.
Julia again. There was no danger in it. On a cold, biting March day, you would come across her in the park.
I betrayed you.
I betrayed you.
Sometimes they threaten you with something you can't even think about. Then you don't care. You want it to happen to the other person. And that's what you keep shouting. All you care about is yourself.
All you care about is yourself.
You don't feel the same toward the other person any longer.
No, you don't feel the same. What happens to you there is forever. Something is burned out. We must meet again.
Yes, we must meet again.
It's gonna be so dangerous when we get out of here.
Now in the last, on the cafe table, your finger traces unconsciously 2 plus 2 equal 5. And on the wall, Big Brother gazes down at you from a poster. You gaze up at the enormous face. 40 years it has taken you to learn what kind of smile is hidden beneath the dark moustache. Oh, cruel, needless misunderstanding. Oh, stubborn, self-willed exile from the loving breast. 2 gin-soaked tears trickle down the sides of your nose. It's all right. Everything is all right. The struggle is finished. You have won the victory over yourself.
I love you, Big Brother.
This is exactly that's the end of this book.
You have been listening to 1984,
Yep.
an NBC University Theater production of the novel by George Orwell, starring David Niven.
I believe that's it. Yep, that's it. Well, that was 1984's George Orwell right there, and that's an old book right there. It's back from, I think, the 1920s, maybe somewhere between the 1920s and 1940s. I know it's a 20-year period, but I honestly do not remember off the top of my head when exactly that book was written. But it's crazy how he wrote that back then in the early 1920s, so let's say it's the earliest 20th century he wrote that book. And here we are in the first 20 years of the 21st century, you know, almost 100 years after he wrote that book. And I don't know where everybody that's watching this, I don't know where you're from exactly, but I'm in America. And I can see this country going down that path. And it's scary, sad, all at the same time. It's really disconcerting sometimes, because it's like, they talk about telescreens that, you know, that they watch, that listen to you, and this and that and the third, and it's like, you think about it, what can they do now that's kind of similar to a telescreen? And then everybody has one. It's a cell phone, little telescreen in your hand, little cell phone in your hand that the government or Big Brother can at any point in time use to listen to your conversation, listen to what you're talking about, pretty much spy on you. It's ridiculous, and it is dark in here. God, I wish I had another potion of night vision right now. That's what I got right there. I got a can torch. But yeah, it's crazy. And the methods they use to torture, where they were pretty much shocking him. That's what that noise was, I believe. You're right, Mrs. Michaela Fowler. That is the way it is. But one thing that we need to understand in this country, especially in America, is that the people shouldn't fear the... Well, don't want to fall in that hole. The people shouldn't fear the government. The government should fear them. And I don't know how many people here have seen the movie V for Vendetta, which was a great movie. If you haven't watched it, we need to watch that, because it's almost the same thing. It's like I don't want to say it's a modern day 1984, but it's a pretty interesting movie, because it kind of almost replicates what happens in the book in the movie, you know. All right. Roaches and spiders. I don't know, I think you're like Weston. I think you fear rats also. Where's this water coming from? Oh, right here. Suck it up. There you go. You're cute. You're so crazy. Cool. That's this area taken care of. That's the way down. I think this goes outside. No, it doesn't. Okay. It goes to here. Here's another area. Yes, but see, the problem is, especially in America, is that we need to remember that we give the government the power, we give them the control, that we can take it away. But unfortunately, they keep us divided and fighting amongst ourselves, so we don't rally together. I mean, I'm 36 years old. For people who don't know, I'm fairly old. I'm part of what I feel like the last decent generation, because I am definitely not a millennial. You know, I take personal responsibility for what I think. I don't really feel like I'm entitled. And look at these guys right there, just hanging out. Come on, you young whippersnapper, get in here. There you go. Right here, my world. Dry land. Yeah, I know. I'm old. Whatever. No. There you go. A third one? Jesus. Okay, hold on. Let me get out of here before they hit me again. That's one of the problems with doing this is the more and more I freaking empty this place out, the more and more they spawn out, because they only spawn in the water. Okay, let's... What's this water doing? Ow! Oh, I got this wet sponges now. Crap. Okay. Need to go back to the Collect these wet sponges real quick. Go back to the little base camp that we got. If I can find it. DBBMLL. I have no idea what that means. Does that mean like the big burrito? Well, what would the M be then? I don't know. Either way. You can't get me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright. I have no idea where it came from. I forgot. Well, this is gonna be interesting. There you go, full grip. I'm in a whole different area. What are my plans? Right now I'm just trying to oh, I guess I'm on the top of this thing. Right now I'm just trying to dry this place out and pretty much just dig it out completely. I probably won't do that today on the live stream. And then once that's all dried out and anti-guardianed up, this is where I was just at. Crap. Anyway, I so lost my way around here. Oh wait, this is dry area. Okay. But once I get it all dried up and cored out pretty much, and I can, oops, I can pretty much then just go and make this into an, hopefully, an XP Guardian farm. But for those who pay attention in the Minecraft community, the update Aquatic, which we have been waiting for it seems like ever now, has gone to cert testing this week. Actually, I think the couple different video YouTubers that stay on top of that, for example, like Skippy6 Gaming, have made videos talking about how they've gone to start testing. So we should be getting the update Aquatic here hopefully fairly soon. Aha, there we go. Base camp. So hopefully within not too long we'll have the update Aquatic out for us, which would be kind of cool. You know, let me split this into two. Actually, let me split it further. And of course, I will need more coal. I believe I have, yeah. that going? Well, that's drying out. We'll clear some more of this out. But yeah, we're going to get this all cleared out and cored out pretty much. I've done this once before. It is a pain. It is a grind. Don't get me wrong. But in the end, we'll have this ready to go for when we do the XP grind. Now, depending on what happens, if we get the updated aquatic, I will definitely be using the new mechanics to make a XP grinder that is pretty much the same as I saw Scout 85 and I want to say it was Cubfan or Doc MC did on the Hermitcraft server. That episode escapes me, but they came up with a new way to farm the Guardians using the new game mechanics of the updated aquatic, which is pretty much we'll replace this entire floor with soul sand, knock out the top, and that will start bringing them all up. Of course, we'll build the top part first before we do that, because watching them die, it was A, hilarious, but B, yeah, I'm not dying like that. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get the XP grinder for this thing, because I think Guardians are pretty high up there when it comes to the XP for the game. I believe if you get a Guardian, you get 10 XP little boss. So per Guardian, so that's a pretty good grind for experience in the game. I mean, right now well, pretty much what we got for an XP farm is just the mob farm, which I don't know. I mean, it works. By the mob farm, I'm talking about the one that we built by the big tree farm. But at the same time, it doesn't work, because it works, but I'm not sure if it's I don't have everything lit up all the way. But the rates are really low on that thing, and I'm not really for certain why they're that low. Now, I do have the zombie farm, which I'm pretty sure most people have seen me using, and especially in this series, the Burrito's Revenge. But the zombie farm is probably the second best form of XP. And we pretty much with I think with a looting sword. Hey Seth, with a looting sword you get about 5 to 12 XP balls per kill with the zombie farm. But you have to have that looting on that sword, I believe. For you to get that many experience points. Uh-oh. Alright, so that's that. Okay, there's water up there and over there. There's that room. Another sponge room. Oh, it's outside. Yeah, so we're not going to get that shut off, but we do have doors. That will help us not get that filled up. Oop. Wow. Let's get some light in this thing, huh? I know water dungeon. Yeah, pretty much. It's Ocean Monument, water dungeon. There's a couple different names for it. Oh. But yeah, I'm in an Ocean Monument. The Elder Guardians have already been slain, and honestly, this might have been the one that I ran through early in the game. I really don't remember. There's a couple different Ocean Monuments. If you go back and rewind the stream, you will see that there's two Ocean Monuments right next to each other, and I couldn't remember which one I did and which one I didn't do. Okay, it's that one. Suck. You have a question? What's your question? Oh, you have a question for her. I'll take a question for me. Oh, sad day. Oh, I could have answered that question, but you're asking her, so I'll let her answer. Oh, where are you? Here's a zombie in here too somewhere. Die, you freaking fish. Get right back in this room now. Age is just that's a terrible answer to that question. You didn't tell me anything on what to do. Seth, you want my advice? I would just talk to the whomever you have a crush on, and tell them like, hey, I mean, I don't know how you feel about me, but you ever feel like going out to get something to eat or watching a movie or something? I don't know, whatever the kids do these days. Go get a cup of coffee. Pretty much. Oh, 5 more guys. That's the last one. These are wet. Shoot. Okay. Oh, so she already knows? Okay, so it's a girl you have a crush on? Okay. So she already knows that you're crushing on her. Pretty much. And somehow she is cheating in a weird way on you. Wait, she's cheating in a weird way, or is she acting a weird way? Because that's kind of weird. So if you guys aren't together, how could she be cheating on you? Oh, she's already dating somebody. Well, sorry, my friend, and you're SOL. Unless she's cheating on that person with you. And if that's the case, my opinion, she's not worth your attention then. Because she's willing to cheat on whoever she's with. Now, if you're with her, she's willing to cheat on you. Welcome to Love Advice with Burrito. Also, she's dating people, so it's not exclusive. It's right. Okay, from what I gather, then she's dating with you, and she's dating this other person, so nothing's exclusive. And you want it to be exclusive. There's that one bedroom. I mean, it's not weird. I don't know how old you are, but you sound pretty young. Oh, jeez. Well, if she says she likes you a lot, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you believe her. And I mean, as far as I know, I don't know who she is or whatnot or what she's like, so I really can't speak for her per se. But if she's digging you and you're obviously digging her, maybe you should, and this is gonna suck what I'm about to say, but hear me out. Maybe you should give her the ultimatum and tell her, look, I like you. You obviously like me. Why don't we make this, an exclusive thing, and take it from there. All right, so then the ball's in her court then. So you gotta let her make a decision and make her answer. And if she doesn't want to be exclusive, then again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Then that kind of shows you what kind of person she is. She doesn't want to be exclusive. But I mean, you don't gotta tell me your age, but you sound like you're kind of young just by the questions you're asking. Well, if she likes you more than she's dating the other guy, then her choice should be simple. And if she still doesn't want to make a choice, then maybe she's just playing for you. You don't play Minecraft, then why are you watching a Minecraft video? Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad about it. I'm just curious. Oh, that's a youngin. Dude, I don't have another chocolate box bar in here.
18.
Yeah, you guys are young. Nothing wrong with that, but you guys are young. Toss these in here. I guess I can just cook these up too. 18 and 21 is pretty young, dude. Sorry to say, but that's pretty young. You just became an adult. Either way, my advice is still pretty solid. Tell her how you feel, which you said you already did. Then you told her how you feel, and the ball's in her court. Now, if she wants to keep being with this other dude, that she likes to fight with a lot, that's her choice. And you just gotta respect that. And then finally make a decision whether or not you want to continue chasing her and playing her games, or find somebody else that, you know, is gonna want to be with you and only you and not play games. Because in all honesty, that's what it sounds like. She's just playing games. She's trying to, you know, she's just playing games with you and using you. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she's using you or not. Like if you're giving her money and whatnot. And but if you are, and she doesn't want to make that commitment, then she is using you, dude. Also, she's been dating the other guy for a couple of years. Oh, so they're pretty much a legit couple then. Oh, funny there. No, they're not. But she's been dating him for years? Oh, so she's just playing the games. Okay. Well, again, I guess, like I said, you already did your piece. You told her how you feel. You told her you want to be exclusive. If she doesn't want to, well, like I said, yeah, so because she breaks up because they cheat. Okay, well, again, you told her how you feel. You told her you want to be exclusive, and now the decision is basically hers now. She has to decide whether she wants to be with you or not. Ow, stupid fish. Go away, you guardian fool. What time is it here? We're in the central time zone right now, so that's what time it is over here. I honestly don't know what time it is. I know it's past 10 o'clock at night. That much I know. I've been streaming for 90 minutes, or a little over 90 minutes now. Okay. Let's go this way. I don't saw one yet, but I did see one. I think what she means by that is that you need to stop chasing her and find yourself somebody else that might be, you know, a better fit for you than this chick. You haven't slept for 2.5 days? You need to go to bed. Take my advice. You don't want to be too long fall asleep. I didn't sleep one time for I think it was like 4 days straight. It was as an experiment with myself, and you start going crazy. You're irritable. You start hallucinating, hearing crazy things. Oh, hi there, Mr. Zombie. Where'd you come from? I know you were responding here because I can hear you, but I don't know where you're responding from. Sounds like over there somewhere. Why I stayed awake? I was just testing my limits, or why you should go to bed. Because when lack of sleep hits, you're irritable, your thinking is flawed, you're oh my god, just search it up on the internet, dude. But lack of sleep does a lot of bad negative things to your mental psyche. Okay, so you're coming from up there. Okay, I think I pretty much cleared this out. I think this goes outside or out this door. Oh, guess not. Let's go up here and see where these guys are coming down at. Okay, this does go outside. So that means this goes further in. Oops. Oh, there's a good dark spot. Ow. Why did I do the experiment on me? The experiment that I was talking about was when I stayed awake for 4 days straight. I was just kind of curious on the effects of lack of sleep on me, which is why I stayed awake for 4 days straight. And it pretty much left me irritable. And and then when I mean irritable, I mean just little stupid stuff would annoy me. Just like someone talking too loudly, or just being annoying, or just the little things bother you. Chewing their food, just things like that. And I just wanted to see how long I can go without sleep. Like I said, 4 days was pretty much my limit. After that, I was like, you know what, I need to get some rest. Especially when I started hallucinating, I was hearing like trains going by me when there were like no train tracks at all by me. Yeah, I would close my eyes and I would hear like it sounded like passing trains. It was really bizarre. But I did that years ago. Actually, I did that when I was about your age, Seth, about 19, 20. There's so much water here. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, I'm out of sponges. Let's take a couple. Howdy, har. There we go, some lights so we can see what's going on. More fish. Ow. Adventures with Marcus. What's up, man? There's your shout out. Alright, I got more dry sponges right there. Let's see, that's some food for thought. You're very welcome. Like the stream, man. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. You know what? Just do this 3-bar streams. This stream has been going on for an hour and almost 45 minutes. So, and it is past 11 o'clock at night. But that's not too hard. Just busy with work and all that. Anyway, I really want to clear out this room before I go to bed, though. What's good for you? Keep putting up content on a regular basis. You know, start getting subscribers. Go away, light. Anyway, as I was saying, I think this seems like a good stopping point for the stream and for today. As you've been watching, we've been clearing out this ocean monument, starting to dig it out so we can start making a garden farm. In the background, that would probably be Miss Michaela Fowler. She is in the other room. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel and like. Okay. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Like the video. And stay tuned for the actual episode that I build this XP farm in my Burrito's Revenge world. Because this is just a live stream while I was clearing it out. The actual episode itself will have me building out the actual thing itself. Oh, wait. What would you like me to wait for, Seth? Make it quick, please. Tiki-tock. There you go. There you go, Marcus. You got a sub. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And stay tuned to the channel. Hopefully in the next within the next week, I'll try to get the new episode of Burrito's Revenge out. So, I'm your host, Burrito, and we'll see you guys next time.